Hey there guys, welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show. Thank you so much for joining me once again. This is it, don't get scared. And let me double check the audio, make sure everything's working good. Give it 1 second here because it's been a minute since I've done one of these. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me. And I have a huge announcement, which I will mention in just a few seconds. So just hanging tight. I hope you have something salty to eat. That sounds weird. Okay, sounds good. As you guys can tell, maybe the backdrop looks slightly different. I did move for the 87th time in my life, but that was the plan all along. Stay tuned for the next week or two. I have like a brand new flick trip showcasing why I moved and the reason behind it, but that was the goal all along. What's happening? What is happening right now? This is a professional live stream, okay? All right, so real quick, let me dive into the big announcement where I need your guys' help, but also it's a great opportunity for some lucky someone. I'm actually working with a really cool marketing company, and they want you guys, they want your opinions, your feedback. They essentially want sort of a test audience for a brand new upcoming Michael Bay movie called Ambulance, starring one of my favorite actors of all time, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a huge action movie, and when it comes to Michael Bay, he's very hit or miss. I either like what he's doing, or I just absolutely hate the shit out of what he's doing, but either way, there's going to be explosions. So that's always fun. So this opportunity I have to offer you is, it was really cool. They came to me and they're like, hey, do you want to host this event where you can show your viewers exclusive behind the scenes featurettes and bonus footage and the making of the movie? And I was like, yes, I do. So here's all you guys have to do to join my special event where I host it. You guys can give your feedback on what you guys watch in the trailers, the behind the scenes footage. There's also some really cool stuff at the very end. But the coolest thing is, just by joining this event, a lot of you, there's some quizzes along the way. And if you just pay close attention, you guys can win some Amazon gift cards. I think they're giving away up to $500 in Amazon gift cards just for checking out the event. It's completely free. So if you guys want to check out the event, to the Michael Bay Ambulance event, which I'm hosting, just click the link in the description, or there's a link on the chat feed. It should be, I would check it out sooner than later. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be up. So there's only enough room for like around 1,000 people. So basically the first 1,000 people who see it, that's it, and it's over. So they want your feedback to join this event. So if you guys watch the bonus features or the trailer, it's going to be essentially a survey that the studio wants to hear. You guys get to be the test audience for this. So I think that's a really cool opportunity. And I was like, listen, like my viewers, some of them like Michael Bay, some of them hate Michael Bay, but you guys know what good movies are. So yeah, give your thoughts, your opinions, because that's what they want to hear. So yeah, and by the way, I will say this, the behind the scenes featurette that you guys get to watch, which is exclusive. No one else has seen this. Only you will see this if you join the event. Once again, the link is down below in the description box. But it's like a 5-minute featurette, and it was actually, it enticed me to want to see the movie more. Like, it increased my anticipation level of the movie because there's a lot of practical effects going down in this movie. Essentially, it's one big chase movie, which I like. So yeah, definitely check it out, guys. Like I said, you guys might have a few days to join this, but it's the first 1,000 people who join, and then it's over. So check it out sooner than later. And with all that said, let's dive into the live show. Let's talk about some movies. Let's answer your questions. And by the way, check out the new hoodie. Check that shit out. I like it. It keeps you warm and snuggly at night. Not only is it magical and mystical, but it's also practical during the winter months. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let me get into the good stuff here. Okay. Thomas Jones, about an hour ago, thank you for leaving the early super chat before I even jumped on the live show, but thanks for the content, John. I'm a big fan. Favorite DiCaprio performance and movie. For me, my favorite film is Shutter Island, but performance is Django. Oh, I love him as Calvin Candy in Django Unchained. Oh, God. DiCaprio's Calvin Candy is everything I've always wanted to see. Now, you did a good job, boy. Now, give him a tall glass of beer and get him a pony to lick his pole and give him a soft bed. I love it. So anyway, sorry for that. But yeah, I would say my favorite DiCaprio performance. Well, my favorite movie with DiCaprio, I would probably go with Catch Me If You Can. Like, that's like my type of movie. By the way, I'm noticing there's a slight reverb in this new office. Maybe it's because there's not shit on the walls yet, and it's all very temporary. I just set this up like yesterday so I could do the live stream. So I'd probably go with like Catch Me If You Can. I love him in Wolf of Wall Street. I think that was like one of his most bombastic performances. By the way, Wolf of Wall Street's on 4K. I have it. I might feature that in an upcoming Blu-ray update video. But yeah, I'd definitely go with Catch Me If You Can. Thanks for the question, man. Max Nugenbauer says, my Michael Bay ranking is on my channel. Hope you watch it when you get a chance. Well, Max, I'll check it out, man. Link it to me on Twitter or something. When it comes to Michael Bay movies, like if he could go, here's what I'm hoping with his new movie Ambulance, right? I like that he's going back to simplistic. Like, there's not fucking robots and Transformers and Decepticons and like 800 billion CG bloated effects just pouring into the screen, into your eyeballs, and you're just like, I'm on my way, Sam Witwicky. No, thank you. But I like how it's like a simple chase heist movie. So, yeah, like if I want Michael Bay to go back to like The Rock, go back to making movies like The Rock again. That was great. Give me more of that. I guess what I'm saying is just put Nicolas Cage in more of your movies, please. And by the way, if you guys do the event, which I mentioned earlier, like I said, you guys should have a day or two to maybe get in there. It's the first 1,000. I just had a question about it. But no guarantees. It's first come, first serve. And like I said, along the way, somebody had a question. Yeah, when you're in the event, I host it, and I guide you through it. I hold your hand into the darkness. And along the way, there's some like pop quizzes and questionnaires and trailer footage and stuff. So pay close attention to what you're watching. That's my best advice to you. But like I said, there's going to be tons of gift cards to give away. So I will announce the winners of the Amazon gift cards. If you go check out the event, I'll announce them as soon as it fills up to 1,000 people and they give me the winners. So within a week, I'll announce all the winners of the Amazon gift cards. Yeah, go give your feedback. Watch some behind the scenes footage and win free shit. You know, life doesn't get better than that. That's my motto. All right, let's dive into the questions again here. Sorry, guys, if I'm all over the place. It's been a very long day. So please forgive me. All right, the next one comes from Luis Javier Rubio. Hey, Luis, how's it going, man? Or is it Louise? Can I call you Louis or Louise? Either way, either one. But either way, man, thank you for the very generous super chat. Hey, Johnny Funkman, what's the name of the color of that old 90s blue? Like the blue color from Terminator 2. You know, I don't know the exact name, but I've always called it blue steel. I would call it blue steel, and that blue that's in T2 Judgment Day is just so beautiful and perfect looking. And you got to keep in mind that was before they could actually digitally color grade things, so they couldn't just put that into some editing software and like add some blue tint to it. Like they actually used blue lighting and effects for it when they were filming it, and I love it, man. It just that blue that James Cameron used in his movies, just something about it made the movie look sharper and almost timeless in a way. So yeah, I love it. As you can tell, I like blue lighting. So I would go. I've always called it blue steel. But thank you for the question, man. Johnny Carr says, "What would you like to see in a sequel to Spider-Man: No Way Home?" I feel like the hype is peaking here. You know what I mean? I personally would like to see the death of Spider-Man story arc where Punisher accidentally kills him. I don't know if Punisher is showing up. Maybe he does. Couldn't tell you. If they don't kill, if Tobey and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man make a return and someone doesn't die, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Like, when else are you going to have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man return? Why not kill him off in this movie? Imagine the emotional impact if Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man dies in this movie and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland Spider-Man are like holding him. Imagine that scene. That would be that would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate impact punch from, like, I don't think anyone would get much of an emotional punch out of that. That would be like when Tony Stark died in Endgame. It'd be to that caliber. So I would like to see that. How he dies, I'm not quite sure, but I doubt the Punisher would be doing the killing. The Punisher is sort of like an anti-hero. You know, like going forward, if the Punisher were to kill one of the Spider-Man, I just don't feel like people would like Punisher very much. So, yeah, so as far as like Spider-Man No Way Home, what do I want to see? Just a good movie. Just entertain me. Give me a quality movie for 2.5 hours. Don't let me down. Don't just make it this bloated CG crap fest by the last 20 minutes of the movie where none of the events actually matter, where it's just like, oh, it's the multiverse, so everything that happened doesn't really matter, and whoosh, we rewind everything and it didn't matter. Yay, we're back to normal. If they just do that to where everything that happens in this movie doesn't really have any big impact going forward, that is such a waste. I hate things like that because it was all for nothing. It might as well have just been a dream, and I hate movies like that as well. So that's what I would like to see. Just a good movie. By the way, speaking of Spider-Man No Way Home, I had something to say about that movie. Now I forgot. Maybe it'll come to me. I'm sure we'll talk about it more during the live show, but I had something else to say about Spider-Man No Way Home. Now I can't remember. Oh, I did watch. You know what's funny? The other day I watched the first Spider-Man from the early 2000s with Tobey Maguire, directed by Sam Raimi. And let me tell you this: that movie, I never found the comedy gold in that movie. Like, sure, it's funny. There's like things along the way that are funny, but I was laughing my ass off rewatching it the other night. Maybe it's because I had an edible, but nevertheless, that movie was funnier than it's ever been to me my entire life. And also, I want to say this. The first Spider-Man movie, I mean this in the best way possible, it feels like a late 1980s movie. Like, it feels like Spider-Man made in the 1980s with some, like, CG ability and effects for the most part, but it just feels so 80s to me. And I like that. Just some of the cheesiness and how they ham things up, and just the way some of the characters interact with each other, and it is directed by Sam Raimi, who, in my opinion, has always sort of had a 1980s look to his movies. But yeah, it just looked way more 80s than I ever remember it looking, and I've seen the movie like 50 times. So those are my thoughts on Spider-Man. Let's go to the next question. You guys are killing it with the questions already. All right, let me hurry up and catch up here. We got Movie Mad, who's been a member for 26 months. Yay! Just viewed your event on Popcorn. Says I'm the first. No doubt it will last. Yeah. So, yeah, the Popcorn event, guys, jump in there now. I mean, I would definitely do it tonight or tomorrow. And if it doesn't fill up, I will announce it again because I think it was a really cool opportunity. I was really happy they asked me, and I just think it's one of those things. I just think it's so cool that you guys... What they're doing is they want your feedback to the featurettes and the trailer footage and the movie posters and things like that. And they want to know what you guys think about it so they can market the movie differently going forward. And I think that's awesome that you guys sort of get that opportunity to like voice your opinion. So yeah, so please voice your opinion, and maybe in the future we can do more of these. So, and if nothing else, it looks like the best Michael Bay movie in the last 15 years. We'll agree on that. All right, the next one comes from Brevins Flicks and Games. Hey, John, it's been a while. Checked out the original Matrix in IMAX, and we both loved them. We both loved the experience. What's your favorite IMAX experience? Yeah, you know, I know the Matrix movies came back to theaters in IMAX. I did want to check out the first one. I didn't get a chance to do it. I'm hoping to put a new TV on a credit card because I'm what you call a financially responsible adult, okay? And I also have the motto, you only live once, so who gives a shit? Let's rack up the debt, baby, because I need a bigger TV. So I was sort of looking forward to like rewatching the Matrix movies before Matrix Resurrections or whatever the fuck the new one's called. whatever that new Matrix movie's called. Matrix Erection or something, I don't know. But yeah, my favorite IMAX experience, I would say, I would probably say The Dark Knight Rises. When I watched that in IMAX and just the sound and Bane's voice rumbling into your soul, it almost feels like he's like inside of your spinal cord when he's talking. Mr. Wayne. Yeah, things like, I think that IMAX experience was really cool back in 2012, The Dark Knight Rises. I might go with that. I'm trying to think. There might be a few other IMAX movies I've seen. Yeah, there's a lot of great movies that I think would have looked great on IMAX, but I never got to see them in IMAX. I just saw them on like a standard theater screen, so we'll go with that. Rick Gallagher says, Johnny Flick, the wife has me watching the awful Christmas movie Noel. Send help. I didn't see Noel. I don't know what Noel is. I don't want to know what Noel is. But speaking of shitty Christmas movies, I still need to get around to watching the new Home Alone, Home Sweet Home. For some reason, I know it's going to be bad. I can't bring myself to do it. Like, I'm just like, John, do you respect yourself? Slightly. Do you want to watch this piece of trash? Not really. But for the sake of entertainment, you have to do it. And it gives me an excuse to wear my Macaulay Culkin Christmas sweater, which is a beautiful thing. So, no, but I have not watched Noel. The next one, T600 Tiny Todd, one of the best names ever. And thank you for the very generous super chat. Thank you. God am it, John. That event sounds rad. Count me in. I've got rubber skin. Where are we going with this? Also, that's the new T2 4K just came out. Are you going to review the shit out of that? So the new T2 4K Steelbook, which I do have, I have a stack of movies like 14 feet tall that I'm going to do like a upcoming, I'm going to do a Blu-ray, what do I even call these? It's been so long. I guess a Blu-ray collection update video. That's what I used to call them. So I'll do another one of those. I do have the Steelbook. The Steelbook looks great. But I want you to keep in mind, that optical disc in that glorious Steelbook is still the same shit. It's the same shitty 4K that came out a couple of years ago for T2 Judgment Day, so it's not been remastered. It's still the 4K disc that we got, which in my opinion, it just looks lifeless. I almost rather watch the Blu-ray of T2 Judgment Day than the 4K disc, but I will talk about it, and I do own it, so yeah, man. And rubber skin, yeah. The Chris says, John, do you ever want to get a real movie theater in your home with a screen? Let me tell you something. I have 2 projectors in the other room right now. I've had more than that, but I have 2 projectors right now. I have a 4K projector in the other room right now. I was working with a company to get this really cool screen that rises up from this case and with a push of a remote, and I'm going to use those. I'm going to have those things. I just don't really have. I guess I just don't have the right. I don't know. Could I make this room? I just never have the space to do it right, and I want to. So I will have kind of like sort of that setup in the future at some point, maybe in this office. It wouldn't be like a true home theater experience, but it'll be like the projector and the screen. It's just I don't have the space right now because I live in like an apartment. So one day that is the goal. Yes, absolutely. But right now I just don't have the space for it. But I will have maybe a video talking about like this new projector and this cool screen in the future, or very soon, hopefully whenever it shows up in the mail. But yeah, that's the goal in life. True home theater setup. I even have theater chairs in storage. I just don't have the room. All right, the next one comes from Bolivar Sheng Nasty. All right, man, that's your stage name. We'll go with it. Hey, John, I'm super high right now. Well, lucky you, man. I love you. Well, I love you, too. Also, remember, way back when you said that you eat pizza rolls out of ScarJo's Haas, laugh out loud. What'd I say? Did I say I'd eat pizza rolls out of Scarlett Johansson's hoo-ha's? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what would make pizza rolls edible. Can we all agree with that? Because without that, they just taste like cardboard encased paste. And they're delicious. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing better than, like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're drunk or high, eating pizza rolls, but you don't make them in the oven where they're going to be crispy and slightly more delicious. No. We don't have time for that bullshit. We put those bitches in the microwave, and we make them all nice and soggy, which are slightly disgusting, but we're too lazy to preheat the oven, or at least I am, and that's how you eat pizza rolls. Let's go to the next question. But no, I don't remember saying that. But I'm glad you do. F43A97 sounds like a serial number or something. Evening, John. You got me into movie collecting way back when, about 5 years ago. And I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on digital versus physical? Have you been transitioning ever? Or have I been... John, have you learned how to read? No, I have not. Have you been transitioning over? I went to Best Buy, and it isn't what it was before in terms of DVD. Well, DVDs are dead, man. DVDs are gone. 480p optical discs have died. Is it 480p? Or was it 420p? 480? I don't remember. But either way... No, I have not been transitioning over. I buy the only optical discs I buy now. I don't buy normal Blu-rays, though I will keep my Blu-rays because they look pretty decent. I only buy 4K discs, and as far as like transitioning over to like digital, like having the digital codes of my movies and all of that, I've never used digital codes ever. I always give them away. And like, don't get me wrong, I watch streaming because I'm sometimes just too lazy to physically put the movie into the player and push play, because that is a process. But nevertheless, it's the best picture quality you're ever going to get. No matter what service you use, HBO Max, Netflix, 4K streaming on there isn't really 4K streaming. Because when it comes to streaming services, they are at the mercy of the bit rate. And the bit rate is everything. Now, if you look at the bit rate of streaming services, even like 4K on Disney Plus, look at the number of the actual bit rate playing when you watch the 4K. Now look at the bit rate of the actual 4K optical disc, and it's probably 5 to 8 times higher. So that optical disc is always going to look 5 to 8 times better than whatever 4K movie you're streaming. That's why I stick with physical media. Some people think, it doesn't matter. Like it's good enough. And I understand that, but I'm not one of those people. So if you want the best picture quality, physical media is still the key. That is the way to go. That is my recommendation to you. Don't say I didn't try to help you. Now I forgot the question. So no, I'm not going digital. I will keep buying 4K movies. Random Commando 41 says, what's the best Black Friday deal you ever had? It's the truth is, like, I think if I didn't own any movies whatsoever, and like I went to Black Friday and I could load up on like 4K movies and Blu-rays for $5 or $10, that would be great. But along the way, I just buy or get the movies I want. And when it comes to Black Friday, when it finally rolls around, I own everything that's on sale. So it's like, But I would say back in like 2010 and 11, when Blu-ray was sort of like newer and I didn't really have a movie collection yet, I remember like the first Black Friday I went to in 2010. I think 2010. That's when I got into like Blu-ray. Like, I remember just, like, loading up on a stack of Blu-rays, like, this tall, and they were all, like, $5. Like, I remember buying, like, Superbad, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, just a shit ton of Blu-rays for, like, $5 each. And this is when all these movies are, like, $25 at the store. So that was fun. When it comes to, like, Black Friday deals, though, I've never really made a big purchase. Because in my opinion, Black Friday is just marketing tactics. Like, 99% of the shit on Black Friday, maybe a toaster, or maybe like you can find some movie deals or some random stuff. But when it comes to big ticket items like TVs, I've always noticed 2 weeks after Black Friday, prices actually drop. like most TVs on Black Friday were the same price before Black Friday and after Black Friday. And if anything, the first week of January is when prices drop in electronics. So that's when you should buy your big electronic items. Like, I'm looking to buy a new TV, and I have a feeling the price will actually drop when it comes to the new year, because they're trying to get rid of last year's models and make you buy new shit over. But yeah, I would say 2010, when I was buying Blu-rays, was like some of the best Black Friday deals. All right, Default says, don't have much faith in Michael Bay these days, but in fact, the fact that Gyllenhaal is involved is interesting. Jake rarely picks bad flicks. Yeah, that was what got me most excited about Ambulance. First of all, Michael Bay can direct the shit out of an action movie. He can do it. It's just, sometimes you just gotta like say, okay, Michael, that's enough. That's just a little less is more sometimes. Let's calm down on the color grading. Let's turn the contrast down a little bit and the saturation, and then we'll have like a normal looking movie. But with all that said, the fact that Gyllenhaal is in this movie gives me hope in it. I just don't feel like he intentionally signed on to do a really shitty movie. So, like I said, go watch that behind the scenes exclusive footage. No one else gets to see it except for you guys, because I like you guys more than anyone else. So yeah, definitely click the links down below, guys, and check out the event. All right, the next one comes from Michael Parton. What are your thoughts on the new Sonic trailer? I haven't even watched the new Sonic trailer. Those are my thoughts. Listen, when it comes to the first Sonic movie, I thought it was okay. It wasn't necessarily the Sonic movie I think I wanted to see. Like, I just hate when they sort of like water down some character who belongs in this like awesome universe, and they put him in a small town, and then he's hanging out with a small town family, and it's like, okay, like this isn't like, it's Sonic, but it's Sonic with it's like Sonic meets Beethoven. Like, here's a dog with a family, now we have Sonic, but he's like the new dog of the family. Like, it just feels so watered down to me and boring. So with all that said, I didn't hate the first Sonic movie. I know a lot of people loved it. I just thought it could have been much more interesting than it was. So I haven't watched the trailer yet. I do want to check out the movie. I just hope a majority of the movie takes place in maybe Sonic's home world. I just hate I hate when the movie takes place in a small town. I'm like, is that what you wanted to see with Sonic? Not me. I don't know. If I want to see a small town movie, I'll watch Stand By Me or something. I don't know. So I haven't watched the trailer yet. Carlos says, "Hey John, are we still going to get that Tenet review? I've been waiting." I think I've talked about Tenet 8,000 times, especially during the live streams. I forgot Tenet even came out. I don't know. Probably not. For me to talk about it again, that means I'd have to rewatch the movie again. And I don't want to. I couldn't. Like, something about watching Tenet again sounds like a chore to me. Like, that sounds like a task. Like, I'd rather go, like, do my laundry than watch Tenet. Tenet to me just feels like Christopher Nolan said, you know what? It almost felt like, how do I say this? Like, most Christopher Nolan films feel like the first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, and then Tenet felt like season 8 of Game of Thrones. It's like, here's a big concept. I'm going to kind of explain some of the things that happen, but not really. Here's a movie. It cost $250 million. All right, the next one comes from Michael Parton. I don't know if you would be interested in seeing West Side Story because I know you're not into musicals. That's not true. I don't dislike musicals. I just don't love them either. I don't like say, oh, I can't wait. I wish some new musicals would come out this year because I love them. I love Wizard of Oz. I liked La La Land. I like Willy Wonka. I like movies like that. There's very few musicals that I love. I just think sometimes the story and the setting to them aren't that intriguing. West Side Story, I know like people love the original, and I know Spielberg loved it so much he decided to direct a new version of it. I just don't have that much interest in watching it. I never had a lot of interest in the original West Side Story. So maybe one day I'll check it out, but I definitely don't think I'll be going to the cinema to watch it. So Gabe K says, John, I just found out my wife is pregnant with our second baby. Yay! I'm so pumped. Also, if you could only watch one film for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, congratulations and good job to you, sir. The thing is, I have a lot of movies I love, but you have to think about if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? And now keep in mind, this film has to encapsulate so many different things. I need a movie with adventure. I need good character moments. You know, there's movies I love, but like, I need a movie that gives me everything in one movie. It's got to have like an adventure, action, drama, all these different elements into one movie. And that's a tough question, man. One movie for the rest of my life. So it's going to have some levity, because I don't want to watch a depressing movie for the rest of my life, but I don't also want to watch like a slapstick comedy every day. So like, I don't know, something like, and I don't know if this is my answer, but something like Gladiator or Terminator 2 Judgment Day, or maybe like, I like movies that have like an epicness, an adventure to them, but also like very well crafted, very well done. So I would need all those elements blended into one. And now, I guess here's my question for you guys. If you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, now keep in mind, really take your time with this answer. Which movie would you watch? Let me know that in the chat, and I'll read some of your answers. But I don't, something like Gladiator would be my pick, or Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I mean, honestly, I could watch Point Break or Nightcrawler every day for the rest of my life, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys say. All right, the next one comes from Real Squad. How about Jack Sparrow's dad as the new Captain Hook, and it takes place in the POTC movie universe, Pirates of the Caribbean universe. Darker take on Pan. Who will play Pan? See, I've always said, and I thought they were going to have Captain Hook in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I swear there was like a guy who showed up. Wasn't it the musician from Rolling Stones who showed up? I swear he was going to be like Captain Hook. I swear they were going to have Captain Hook in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I was like, why don't they call him Captain Hook? But anyway, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool blend if you could have like Captain Hook show up in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie and then have like a more grounded version of Peter Pan. That could work. Why not combine those two things? And if it works, guess what? That allows you to do a spin-off movie. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, I guess, if it was done right. I do like your idea about Captain Hook being Jack Sparrow's dad, possibly. It sounds a little crazy, but just crazy enough to work. And I think if you really wanted to like do something new with like the story of Peter Pan, that'd be a good starting point. I don't know. I don't hate that concept, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what some of you guys said. We have Cheb here. He said Heat. I could watch Heat right now. I've been meaning to watch that again for a while. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's good, but when you get to the pawn shop scene, it's sort of like, I don't know if I could watch that every day of my life. Like a gimp just having his way with a guy down in a basement. I'd rather watch Django Unchained or like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood over and over. Terminator 2. Braveheart. Braveheart's a good one, but I'd probably I like Gladiator more. Boogie Nights. I like Boogie Nights. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. See, I almost would go Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I love that movie. I feel like no one else loves that movie that I know except for me. And I'd almost put it in my top 25 movies of all time. Someone said Tokyo Drift. Predator. Yeah, I could watch Predator. Rumble in the Bronx. Hell yeah. D'Angelo. I could watch Hook for the rest of my life. Yeah, I just put out a mini review of Hook on my Instagram, and I put it on Twitter as well. But yeah, I just put out a quick 1-minute review of Hook today. I love that movie. That's my happy thought movie. Whenever I think about Robin Williams and I want to watch a movie that's like all encompassing of Robin Williams, I watch Hook. Now, speaking of Robin Williams, as I get off on a weird tangent here, I rewatch Jack. Now, if you've never seen the movie Jack, it got critically shit on back in 1996 when it originally came out, and it's and you would think it would be this great, phenomenal movie because it has a great director. It's got Robin Williams, but when I started watching Jack the other day, I forgot something about that movie. Bill Cosby's in it. I completely forgot. I was like, oh, God. Jolo pudding cups and jelly cups and pudding pops. But anyway. Yeah, it's not the best movie ever, but I still enjoy it. All right. No Country for Old Men. Yeah, another one. Empire Strikes Back. I could probably rewatch Empire Strikes Back every day. I don't know. Maybe I could, yeah. All right, let's go to the next question here. And by the way, guys, I'm as of right now, about 20 minutes behind on the question, so I'm answering a question that was posted 20 minutes ago. But you guys know how it goes. I like to give you guys some good answers. The next one comes from Carter Lovejoy. I'm super happy that Stuckman and his wife are parents to twins. Do you plan to be an uncle figure of sorts to the twins? I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Stuckman kind of does his thing, I do my thing, and we kind of like message every once in a while, but he's so occupied. So I guess in spirit, I can be Uncle Flick. But yeah, I definitely won't be like Uncle Joey from Full House, where I live in the basement and I come up to give like a nice talk by the end of the show. You know, here's the moral of the story, guys. Bolivar Shing Nasty says, also, when Stuckman shows his kids The Dark Knight Rises for the first time, he should convince them that Bane is Uncle Flick. I am Bane. Come on now, without the mask. And I'm taller than Tom Hardy, so there's that. Our show, I hope he shows his children American Psycho at age 4, and then he convinces them that I'm Patrick Bateman. All right, Luca O'Neill says, still waiting for Mr. Kidovich from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies to be in No Way Home. Give me Rent. Oh, yes. You have Rent? Then you don't use bathroom. That's also great. Yeah, I need to rewatch Spider-Man 2. It's been a while since I've seen Spider-Man 2. I still think I prefer the first Spider-Man, and I sure as shit don't prefer Spider-Man 3. Though I have debated about reviewing Spider-Man 3 before No Way Home comes out. I have like less than a week. I'll see what I can do. Luke O'Neill also says, don't watch the new Home Alone. I'm allergic to it. Yeah, the new Home Alone is poison. It just looks, it's everything wrong with what studio execs are doing nowadays. They thought that would be a good idea. Oh, here's a nice movie for our streaming service families will love, but it's such a waste of time and money. Why not make something that can transcend the decades that people want to watch and love and revisit over and over again? You had such an opportunity to do that. And that's the shit they just squirt out of their unimaginative asses into our mouths. Yes, I am talking about eating fecal matter, people. By fecal matter, I meant the new Home Alone movie. Let's go to the next question. The next one comes from Johnny Carr. I was more so asking how they would make a follow-up to No Way Home. I think the only way to outdo themselves is to kill off Tom Holland's Spider-Man, preferably involving Green Goblin and Punisher. I don't know if it's going to get that convoluted. See, the thing is, Sony's leasing Spider-Man out to Marvel, right? So when it comes to the decisions, they're going to leave it open-ended enough to where the multiverse, because anything that can happen will happen. Sony wants the ability to take Spider-Man back at some point in the future, and probably now, and do what they want with Spider-Man going forward, which is a scary thing. Whenever you give Sony too much power, they sort of destroy characters. So it's hard to say what they're going to do moving forward. I really hope Marvel retains the rights to make Spider-Man movies, but it's kind of not looking that way from some of the news I read. But I don't think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to die. I don't see that happening. But somebody better die. That's all I have to say. I'm sure Green Goblin sacrifices himself to maybe become a good guy at the last second, and then he dies. There's going to be a sacrifice of sorts in this movie. Who does it? I'm not sure. Maybe everyone dies. Wouldn't that be the great ending to this movie? Just little kids leaving the theater crying. All right, the next one. What's the matter? You got dirt in your eye? That's what I want to say to everyone as they walk out of the theater crying. Mike Peters says, John, any favorite actors you feel are underrated? Mine are Miles Teller and Darcy Montgomery. Yeah, Darcy Montgomery is Billy from Stranger Things. Yeah, I think he's a pretty good actor. I could see him doing more. Am I right? Right? That's Darcy Montgomery. Am I right? Billy from Stranger Things. Anyway, I think there was talk about him or it was sort of like a fan casting. A lot of people said he would be a really good Johnny Storm for the Fantastic Four reboot. And I think he really would make a really good Human Torch. I could see that. Miles Teller, to me, sometimes I don't want to look at him. Like, when he's in a movie, sometimes I don't want to look at his face. I just can't look at it. I don't know why. I'm just like, I can't look at you for more than 20 minutes. Take that how you will. And maybe you guys feel the same way about my face. I'm not sure. But I do like Miles Teller in the right role. Sometimes he feels so Miles Teller-ish. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know. I would say those are two good picks. Zane says, Johnny. In the Dark Knight trilogy, is the Dark Knight trilogy still in your top 10 of all-time favorite movies? Yes, it is. I would say the Dark Knight trilogy would probably still have a nice, safe place in my top 10 of all time. But the trilogy as a whole, and that's how I do it. I put all three movies together in one movie, and it's definitely in my top 10. You know, it's one of those, it's a trilogy of movies I've watched countless times, and I love, and I still enjoy them to this day. So, yeah, it's still my top 10. Someone said John's face is a masterpiece. Yeah, a masterpiece by Pablo Picasso. But thank you. The next one comes from Michael Parton, and thanks for the question, Michael. You're too generous, man. The main reason why I want Universal to reboot the Jaws franchise is not because I'm a Jaws junkie, but I'm so sick and tired of seeing these ripoffs like The Meg, 47 Meters Down, and The Shallows. Yeah, but if you're tired of watching those movies, just don't watch them. Just go watch Jaws. That's, it's there. Just watch the better movie that already came out 40 years ago. And done. That's how I think about it. Now, with all that said, though, I really do think there's always room in cinema for a good shark movie. Now, a majority of the movies you just named are not very good. 47 Meters Down is awful. The Meg is a bastardized version of what the novel was. The novel could have been, like, if you took what was actually in the novel of The Meg, which was called, what was it called? The Trench. That's actually a really good epic, like, story. But they didn't do that with the movie. They made it, like, really cheap and shitty with Jason Statham. I'm Jason Statham. Here's a shark. The Shallows, actually, I didn't hate with Blake Lively. I didn't hate that movie. I think it would have worked really well as like a 25-minute short film, but I didn't hate The Shallows. I watched it once. I'll probably never watch it again, but I didn't hate it. Night King Owen has been a member for 4 months. Yay! John, I just got the greatest steelbook over. John, can you read? No, I cannot. John, I just got the greatest steelbook ever, and it's the 94 Street Fighter. Laugh out loud. They went all out. Amazing artwork and 100 bison bucks inside. Ooh, it came with bison bucks? I requested that. What studio put that out? Or which publisher put out the new? Starts with an M. Why can I not remember which company put out the new Street Fighter steelbook? Someone help me. Anyway, I requested that. I'm wondering if it's in my mailbox right now because I put in a request for that. I did really want it. I thought it looked really cool. That's an ultimate guilty pleasure movie for me. I remember seeing the original Street Fighter in theaters back when I was a kid. And even then I was disappointed. But oddly fascinating. It's just like a bizarre movie to watch. But I do want those bison bucks, man. That sounds good. All right, let's go to the next one here. DJ Run says, besides Morgan Freeman, who would you want to narrate your life? That's a great question. I don't think there is anyone else besides Morgan Freeman I would want to narrate my... I can't think of anyone. Maybe Gilbert Gottfried. And you know what? That was I was going to try to do a Gilbert Gottfried impression. I just refused to even try. I don't think I can do it. But either way, I don't know. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe he can narrate my life. The year was 1987. It was April 19th, 1987, when Skynet came online, unleashing the Flickpick into society. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger could narrate my life. That would be good. Yeah, Mill Creek. Yes, I'm stupid. Yes, Mill Creek. That's who released the Street Fighter steelbook. Yeah. All right, the next one comes from Muhammad Malik says, in a Q&A 6 years ago, you said you would kill everyone in your family just to be Batman for a day. Would you still do that today? Listen, sometimes we say things that we don't mean. But in that case, I did mean it, and yes, I would. Now, but the only thing is, if I do kill my family, someone has to hand me like $15 billion. And then I can financially, like, achieve that goal. But yes, I would. Yeah. Because you gotta, now, do I want to kill everyone in my family? No. No, that's not what's going to happen. I'm not a murderer. Okay, I'm a vigilante of justice. What happens is, my family and I go to see a Broadway play. And we go out the back door of the alleyway. And they get mugged and shot to death. I survive. But then I become the symbol known as the Batman. That's what would happen. That's what I meant by that statement. So, okay, don't go putting words in my mouth. All right, the next one comes from... I forget what I was talking about. Okay, I'm glad... How do you remember what I said 6 years ago in a Q&A? Did you just recently watch that? I have to know, man. Michael Leahy says, good day, John. Any thoughts on Welcome to Earth starring Will Smith? Welcome to Earth starring Will Smith? Are you talking about Independence Day? What are we talking about? Is there another Will Smith movie? I mean, Welcome to Earth is that something else Will Smith did that I haven't watched? I just think when I think of Welcome to Earth from Will Smith, that's Independence Day, the line, and then he punches the alien in the face. And yes, those things did happen. So if there's something else Will Smith put out called Welcome to Earth, I have not seen it. Someone said Christian Bale's Batman voice to narrate my life. Yeah, that would be great as well. Yeah, with 1987, and he was born. All right. I'd rather have Christian Bale's voice from American Psycho narrate my life. That would be much more soothing. Oh, you're talking about After Earth. Yes, After Earth. Welcome to Earth. After Earth starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith is an abomination. I actually have a movie review of it, so go watch that. I didn't like it very much. Okay. All right, and that's why Jaden Smith isn't in any more movies. That was like the last straw. Hollywood looked at him as a box office bomb and said, okay, we can't put your kid in any more movies, Will. I'm sorry. The next one comes from Claudio Rogajan. Watched two pretty entertaining films recently, Kiss of the Dragon and Unleashed, both starring Jet Li. Have you seen them? If so, what are your thoughts? Jet Li, Unleashed. I've seen Unleashed. Kiss of the Dragon, maybe not. There was a lot of shitty Jet Li movies that came out in the early 2000s. Wasn't there another movie? Maybe that's not Jet Li. I was thinking of like Romeo Must Die, whatever that bullshit was. Wasn't like DMX in that or something? I don't remember. Michael Parton says, what are your favorite types of anime? It can be new or it can be old school. I've never been a hardcore fan of anime. It's not that I hate it or dislike it. I've just never really gotten into it. Like sometimes if someone shows me like an anime movie, I'm like, yeah, that was okay. But I've never been a huge like fan of it. Which, by the way, wasn't the speaking of anime? Maybe it's not the right term for it, but anyway, wasn't the new Cowboy Bebop live action Netflix series just canceled after the first season? What's going on with that? I didn't watch it. I've heard people actually sort of liked it. But yeah, I've never been hardcore into anime, man. T600 Tiny Todd says, the new 600 series had rubber skin. We could spot them easy. Oh, that's right. They did have rubber skin. They did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't have rubber skin, especially if you have an endoskeleton underneath. That's just not going to be functional in reality. The next one comes from Platinumon? Well, no question, but thanks for the super chat. Platinumon? Why can I not read that name? Paul Flores, either one. I'll say Paul Flores. No offense, G, but you overhype Home Alone way too much. Also, rank all of these losers. Cool Duder, Wet Movie, Alex Leyva, they're so crit. I like all of them. They're not losers. I like them. They are who they are, and that's what I like. You know, they're just being who they are, man. I'd like to say I'm buddies with all of them. So if they're losers, I'm a fucking loser too. There you go. So what was the question here? I overhype Home Alone way too much? Okay, first of all, that's where I draw the line. Give me your hand. And if I had your hand, I'd smack it like that and say, you're wrong. And I don't believe in violence except for this right here. Home Alone is the perfect movie. It's lightning in a bottle. Everything they could get right, they got right. They got nothing wrong. It's a perfect holiday film that's a coming-of-age story, but done so right. And you couldn't make a movie like that nowadays. And if anything, Home Sweet Home is proof of that. Now, keep in mind, Home Alone came out in the early 90s. Now, had Kevin McAllister had a simple device called a smartphone, well, I guess the plot would have went out the window in that movie. But he didn't. And he had to protect what was his. And how did he protect what was his? With micro machines and Christmas ornaments. That's how you keep burglars who want to murder you out of your house. Keep that in mind, everyone. That's why I always keep Christmas bulbs right at my front door, so if someone breaks in, they're going to step on them. Okay? So no, I disagree with that. But when it comes to Cool Duder and Wet Movie, those are a few of the first YouTube channels I remember watching on YouTube. I would say the first subscription I ever had on YouTube was Cool Duder. Cool. I feel like I just said his name really weird. Cool Duder. That was back in like 2008. I think that was the first channel I ever subscribed to. So, Daryl says, hey, John, from your experience, are 4K streaming services just as good as 4K DVDs in terms of visual quality? Well, we talked about that extensively a little bit ago, and I said no, not at all. It's all about the bit rate and compression. Streaming services are at the mercy of the bit rate that they're streaming at, and the reason they compress everything is because internet. Whatever your streaming service is, you are at the mercy of your internet provider, and most people don't have super great internet. I mean, for the most part. So, once again, it's the bit rate of an optical disc will be 5 to 8 times more than the bit rate of whatever your 4K movie you're streaming. So no, it's never going to look as good. But some people don't give a shit. So I would watch Ocean's 11 every day. I could watch Ocean's 11 every day, sure. Yeah, I could. I for a second, Ocean's 8 just the thought of that movie just went into my brain and I got angry. But Ocean's 11 is one of the best remakes ever made. There, I said it. James Dozier says, hey, John, how you doing? Hope you're doing great. Well, thanks, man. I'm doing okay, yeah. Last weekend, what's today? What is today? Friday. Last Saturday, I moved. I didn't move far. I just moved into an apartment, which took like 5 months to finally move into because I was on a waiting list for so long. So I finally got into the apartment I was looking to get into, and I've just been unpacking and organizing and setting up my office, and hopefully we get back to normal very soon. But yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for the question. DJ Run says, did you Did you see the Star Wars hotel? John, learn how to read. Go. Did you see the Star Wars hotel trailer? Talk about cringe. I didn't know there was a Star Wars hotel trailer. What? I don't know what we're talking about. Are you talking? Now I know at Disney World they have a Star Wars themed hotel that's opening up. Is that what you're talking about? If so, did they put out like a promotional trailer? If that's what you're talking about, I haven't seen it. But the hotel itself looked kind of cool. I hope that's what we're talking about. I could be wrong though. And by the way, thanks to all 280 of you watching right now. Yay! Thanks, guys. And by the way, once again, if you guys do that live, or it's not a live event, but it's an event that I host, the links are down below. If you guys do that, let me know in the chat over here if you actually did the event and how you liked it. And but either way, we'll talk about it at the very end of the live show here. Okay, the next one comes from somebody. Who's it going to come from? It's going to come from Claudia Rogajan. The Three Musketeers, 1993, I could watch every day. Oh, yeah, baby. Give the three... Okay, when you talk about just pure fun, levity, adventure, Three Musketeers from 1993 isn't a very good movie, but it's an enjoyable movie starring Oliver Platt. Let me continue. I've talked about this before, but going to see that movie, I almost died by choking to death on some Spree candy when I was like a little kid in 1993. I remember choking to death and my uncle giving me the Heimlich maneuver. Anyway, I made a video about that here on this channel. But yeah, I like the Three Musketeers 1993. I actually... does that exist on Blu-ray, or isn't there some like underground copy of it on Blu-ray? I don't know. I don't own the DVD anymore. Hayden Cash says, "Hey John, I know you are big into fitness. I was just curious if you ever ate probiotic apricots. Also, if you could choose No Way Home to have one villain." If I could pick No Way Home to have one villain, I think the Goblin is the necessary villain in that movie. Like, I don't give a shit about Sandman. Like, I just don't. Apricots, probiotic apricot. I've taken probiotics before. They worked for me. I don't typically take them all the time, so I don't really have much of an opinion to give you on that. I would say with a probiotic, unless you need it, don't do it. But also I will say this, guys. I know we talk about movies on here, but gut health is very important. Okay, you need to have your gut health in check, because that regulates so many other things in your life. Now let's keep going. James Doshier says, "Got Roger Rabbit on 4K. Looking forward to watching it." Yeah, I like me some Roger Rabbit. I would probably buy the 4K if it was really cheap. I love Christopher Lloyd in that movie. Put him in the dip. Oh, I love that. His villainous role in Roger Rabbit, just the scariest thing ever. Oh God, I haven't watched Roger Rabbit in a long time. You played patty cake. Oh, Jessica Rabbit. Even as a kid, let's just keep going. I hope Jessica Rabbit looks better in 4K than she's ever looked. All right, let's keep going here. Lucas Glow State. Is it Glow State? Yeah, Lucas Glow State says, "Hey John, what's your favorite movie adapted from a book?" I mean, I would probably go with The Shawshank Redemption, which was technically a novella. That and Maximum Overdrive, I would say, are the two best adaptations from a novel to a live action. Yeah, I'm joking. But definitely Shawshank, in all seriousness. I'm trying to think of like another movie that was adapted from a book. I know a lot of hardcore people. I know some people would probably say like Harry Potter or something. But I'd go with Shawshank Redemption. Or like another one would be Stand By Me, which was called The Body originally. The novel was called The Body, and they made Stand By Me, which is another great. So yeah, I would actually say those two. Sean says, "Hey John, I'm from Ireland." Well, hey Sean from Ireland. Top of the morning to you. Forrest Gump, yes. The thing about Forrest Gump is the movie is actually way superior than the book. The book is fucking weird. If you now, I haven't read all of it. I've read some passages, and I've read a lot of differences in Forrest Gump, the novel. But at one point, Forrest Gump hangs out with a fucking monkey, and he goes to space. I'm not saying that could be terrible, but that's just really bizarre. And I'm glad it didn't come to fruition in the live action of movie of Forrest Gump. But had that been like a daydream sequence of Forrest Gump, where like he has like a daydream where he's an astronaut and hangs out with a monkey and goes to space, that would have been cool. That would have been like a fun way to work it into the movie. But nevertheless, yeah, The Disaster Artist was another book. Yeah, I like the movie Disaster Artist. I think that's almost underrated in some ways. All right. All right. Zane says, "Hey, Johnny Dang, we need an updated house tour. Also, would you buy a Terminator themed dildo?" Well, let's start with the house tour. Yeah, I'll give you guys an apartment tour when I get it all set up. So just give me a little bit of time to get everything set up and situated. Like today, we were building furniture, and I just got my desk put together yesterday, which I put my desk together, which is it's a pretty extensive setup because there's a shit ton of wires and lights. And I'm actually going to move it over there now, so I'm a little bit angry about that, but I'm going to do that. The next part of your question was, would I buy a Terminator-themed dildo? Well, I mean, if you're going to buy a dildo, I think the only option is a cybernetic organism-themed dildo. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes, I would. I mean, yes, if I was in the market, why would I not? I'm all about movies, and if I mean, why would you not? That was a weird question, but I liked it. Okay, the next one comes from Josh Coffey. Hey, John, you beautiful man, you. Thoughts on the new Texas Chainsaw trailer for Netflix? Do you think, cuz... Oh, fuck that movie. Okay, so I didn't watch the new trailer for Texas Chainsaw Massacre for Netflix. I didn't know they had a new trailer come out for that movie. Was it good? I haven't seen it yet. I was looking forward to the movie because anything after that 2013 Abomination Against Humanity, which was just... it was just so bad. I actually did a review for that movie, if you want my deep thoughts on it. But yeah, I am curious to check out the new Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Was the trailer good? Let me know if the trailer was any good in the comments over here. The next one comes from Claudio Rogajan. I remember you saying 6 years ago your favorite sport to watch and then to do what the what? Okay, I remember you saying 6 years ago your favorite sport to watch and then do is adult videos. I still remember that. It is still true. Laugh aloud. You're hilarious. That's a good. That was a good answer I gave 6 years ago. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I stand by that. Sure. Because like, what am I gonna say? Like UFC, then go fight in a cage? No, I'll get my fucking teeth knocked out. No, thank you, sir. Hey, John, would you ever wear a leather jacket? I'm not cool enough to wear a leather jacket. I mean, who am I? The Fonz? No, thank you. Sometimes I wear my drive jacket, and that's as far as I can go. All right, the next one comes from Claudia Rogajan once again. Kiss of the Dragon and Unleashed are the two good ones. Unleashed is far better though. Jet Li gets a chance to stretch his acting muscles a bit. Stretch his acting muscles. That sounds interesting. I've never heard that term used. Yeah, okay. The last Jet Li's been in a handful of like decent movies sometimes. I still remember the movie One with Jet Li and Jason Statham. And I just remember vividly at the very end of that movie, Jet Li goes, I am Shang-Chi, no one's bitch. And I am no one's bitch. And he starts fighting a whole bunch of guys who look just like him. And it's like playing, what was it playing? It was playing Papa Roach, My Last Resort, This Is My Last Resort. It was like the most early 2000s thing I've ever seen in my life. I kind of want to go watch that scene one more time. Kevin Kevin Castaneda, sorry. I work at Walmart. The holidays are awful. This helps. Well, thanks, Kevin. And thank you for your service, sir, because Walmart is a desolate, scary wasteland nowadays. It frightens me to go in there. But yeah, man, it's an honor to maybe help you pass a few hours. But yeah, man, thanks. I was just at Walmart the other day. In Homes 25 says, John, do you prefer doing supersets, sitting or setting up weights for circuit training, standing, setting up weights for circuit training, setting also takes more setting up time and might be quicker standing? I felt like I just read a Dr. Seuss riddle. The cat does supersets. Do you hear me? Eggs and ham, setting up and setting down. What goes up must go down. But yes, let me attempt to answer your question here. So yeah, typically when it comes to the gym, when I work out, I typically I do like 2 workouts back to back. Now when it comes to a superset or a super circuit or whatever you want to call it, you could do 5 workouts in rotation. I think that's a bit much because at some point in that rotation, something's going to give and you're going to kind of almost half-ass one of those workouts or 2 of them to the point because you're going to be too fatigued to actually focus on the muscles you should be focusing on. So for me, what I'll do is like maybe I'll do shoulders. I'll do shoulders with like dumbbells. And I'll do like 3 different variations of the same workout focusing on the muscle group. But maybe I'll do like, I'll do shoulders. How should I say this? I'll do 3 variations of shoulder workouts with dumbbells, right? And then right after that, I'll go to do one of the shoulder press machines, and then I'll come back and do my dumbbell workout, just so it switches it up back and forth just a little bit, but I'll still hit the same muscle. But other days, what I'll do is I'll incorporate, like curls. You could do like shoulders and then have like a curl bar down there on the floor ready to go. And then you do some bicep curls and you go back to shoulders, or you can do shoulders with dumbbells and then you can do some curls with them. I mean, that's that when it comes to like supersets, that's typically what I'm doing. And then I start like with a heavier weight and I always work my way down to the point where it's like, it hurts to do 15-pound, exercises to the point where it's like burning so hard. It hurts and it feels so good. So that's typically what I do. I do like supersets, and then I guess I guess you could call it drop sets as well. I feel like I just gave a very weird, convoluted answer there, but hopefully that was beneficial to you. All right, the next one comes from Johnny Mendoza. Did you see Mitchell's versus the Machines? If so, what are your thoughts? Did you see Mitchell's versus the Machines? I don't know what the hell. What is Mitchell's versus the Machines? Let's look this up. Mitchell's versus Machines. No. Oh, this came out on Netflix. Okay, it's an animated movie. No, I haven't seen this. Was it good? I haven't seen it. As told by Gonzo, you think we will get a theatrical re-release of Home Alone 2 for its 30th anniversary next year? A big fan. Well, if I was the movie studio, I would definitely put it back in theaters for like a couple weeks during the holiday season. I don't know why you wouldn't. I think that would be really cool if they had Home Alone 1 and 2 come. Like, the smart thing would be to do, like, next year, have Home Alone 1 and 2 both play back to back at the theater. And yeah, definitely. I think it would be a good idea. Reba Rock says, Bang, Marry, Kill, Dua Lipa, Gal Gadot, or Ana de Armas. Who is Dua Lipa? Am I saying that right? Who the hell is Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa? Why can I not read? Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who. She's a singer. I don't know. You flip a coin on that one. You know, I would say as far as acting ability goes, Ana de Armas is probably the best pick, though. And I really liked her in No Time to Die. It almost felt like her cameo in No Time to Die almost felt like a side mission from like a video game. Like during the campaign, you go on the side mission with like this big character, and then they just disappear 10 minutes later. That's what her cameo felt like in No Time to Die. BTS says, "Hey John, can I send you a copy of Tokyo Drift autographed by the main character Lucas Black? Is it legit? If it's legit, man, that'd be awesome. I'll take that. Let me whenever I start a PO box again, please. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. I would not say no to that. I'm just so glad it's not signed by a little Bow Wow. But thank you for the super chat and the offer. Yeah, whenever I open up a new PO box, man, definitely, and thank you." Will says, "Thoughts on the and annexation of Puerto Rico? What did we do with Puerto Rico? Annexation of Puerto Rico? I haven't been keeping. I know Puerto Rico was technically part of the U.S. Did we get rid of it? And is this new? I haven't been keeping up on things. I'm sorry." Reba Rock says, "Would you rather have Chris Stuckman laugh or John Campia's voice?" Would I rather? So Chris Stuckman laughs like a hyena. He goes, he does that, and then John Campia's voice would be like, "And for our next main topic." So I'd probably rather go with Stuckman's laugh. I'd go with Stuckman's laugh. Max Nugenbauer says, "I finished my first viewing on Fight Club. I wanted to love it, but a lot of it was silly, especially the horrible twist of Brad Pitt." John, can you read? No, I cannot. The horrible twist of Brad Pitt's character. You thought that was a bad twist? That's what makes the movie, man. That's wow. I'm surprised you didn't like Fight Club more. I love me some Fight Club. Just I relate to Edward Norton's character a little too much about how like he's like, I had everything. I had the 25-piece dining room set. I had the coffee table from IKEA. I had a respectable wardrobe, and I lost all of it. Like I like that. I like how it's about consumerism and letting go. And Bob's bitch tits. I love it. Someone said Campia's voice will kill you. I don't know. That's a possibility. But yeah, I love me some Fight Club, man. I'm sorry you didn't like it, but I love it. DJ Run says, "What is your favorite Mission Impossible movie? Least favorite?" My least favorite is easily the second movie. It's just like so early 2000s, over stylized shit and Tom Cruise had like a weird haircut. I can't look at it in that movie. It just felt like it wanted to be something it wasn't. So my favorite, though, I would say it's either Ghost Protocol or Mission Impossible Fallout. I would say it's almost like a toss-up. I almost feel like Ghost Protocol is more rewatchable, but Mission Impossible Fallout is maybe like the better story. It's either one. You could flip a coin. All right, the next one comes from Mob Cult. "Hey John, do you like sleazy films? If so, go to Tubi and watch Perdita Durango right now. I just watched it and holy shit, what the F? What is it? Perdita Durango? I'm looking this up. I don't know if I want to, but I'm going to. Perdita Durango. What do you have? Okay, I don't know if this... Oh, here it is. Another movie called Dance with the Devil popped up. Perdita Durango. A psychotic criminal couple kidnaps random teenage couple. The woman does something unspeakable to the male captive and lets him watch his lover being taken advantage of by the man, and then they plan to sacrifice the couple. I feel like this is probably based on true events. Okay. Now, I'm interested. You sold me. The premise is interesting. It looks like something fucked up like Irreversible or something, but... Okay, I'm intrigued by it. Thanks for the recommendation. Now we can all have nightmares. Mason Arnold says, doesn't the opening drum beat of Du Hast make you want to kick down a door and mow down a group of criminals with a machine gun? Oh, dude, the song Du Hast, literally, when I go into the gym, I instantly become the machine. I become the German machine, known as John the Flick Pick. And I start just lifting weights because that's what I am. I'm a machine. That's what I do. That is my goal. That is my objective. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, if you've never listened to RAMMSTEIN, the song Du Hast, please go do it at some point. But only wait until you're feeling really violent or you want to lift some heavy shit. That's when you listen to it. So, yes, I concur with everything you said. Also, another RAMMSTEIN song that's really good is Buck Ditch. That's the other awesome like drum beat that just like pumps you up. The next one comes from Night King 01. Laugh out loud. Remember the Jet Li movie War with Jason Statham? I never watched it. It just looked like another shitty Jason Statham movie to me. Jet Li said halfway through shooting he knew it was going to be garbage and fail. He was right. I could have just told you that by the trailer. I never watched it. It looked like it's such a junky movie. Straight to DVD, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Scott Torres says, pitch your own Superman movie. Pitch my own Superman movie. I'd have to think on that for a little bit. I think, here's what I would do. I would make it to where the movie opens up with Superman on Earth. And like, you sort of set up the events of what's going to happen, but the second half and maybe part of the third half of the movie, it takes place somewhere else. It takes place on another planet somewhere else where you have like a really cool villain. Maybe like something like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a Superman villain. Fuck if I know. But I would definitely have Superman go to another planet. And that way it would be something different. You know, it would be, he's sort of out of his element. And I think that's what we need from a Superman movie. Because whenever Superman's on Earth, he's Superman. He's invincible. We already know that. But if he went to another planet and maybe there's like another civilization there and there's like a villainous threat on this planet and that's where the majority of the movie and the conflict takes place, I think that would be far more interesting. And maybe that impending doom is coming to Earth to some degree, but then the movie ends on Earth. So I think that would be, I know that was a very vague answer, but I think that's what would help with a Superman movie, because we've already seen Superman on Earth so many times. So yeah, that's what I would like to see. Almost sort of, I mean, I would want a little more emotional impact and like drama and seriousness, but almost think about something like Thor Ragnarok, where the majority of the movie takes place on another planet, and that's where the majority of the story unfolds. So something like that with Superman, I think, would work. There you go. There you go, Warner Brothers. There's my $1 million idea. You can have it. Someone said Injustice Superman. Or, yeah, just do that. All right. Ian Waldman says, I know you stopped watching, but last Sunday's episode of Succession was one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen. Please reconsider. I haven't, well, I did, when it comes to Succession, I think I did watch the first 2 or 3 episodes. Someone asked me on another live show if I watched it, and I completely forgot what the show was. But yes, it stars Macaulay Culkin's brother. I think his character is one of the best in the show. I might pick it up at some point because I do need a new TV series to watch again. So maybe I'll pick back up on Succession at some point. But that's good to hear that the episodes are getting better. I'm really looking for. Here's what I'm getting super excited about a multitude of things. First of all, by the way, guys, I definitely will be doing a new Blu-ray collection. Not a complete Blu-ray collection video, but a new Blu-ray update video, because I'll grab it in a second. But I got the new Karate Kid 4K trilogy in the other day. I have a lot of shit to talk about. That you reminded me of that for a second. But anyway, I'm I'm really excited about some upcoming TV series. Like I can't wait for the new season of Stranger Things. Oh, that gets my juices flowing. The only downside to that is I'm gonna binge watch it in one day, which I'm gonna hate myself for, but I'm going to do it. Then we have the Obi-Wan series coming out. Oh, give it to me now. Then we have a Better Call Saul coming out. Then we have the new season of Cobra Kai coming out. Then we have the new season of Ozark coming out. Just a shit ton of good series coming out, so I'm getting excited. The next one comes from Johnny Mendoza. The most what the F moment in M. Night Shyamalan's movies. I mean, what the F moment, like in a good way or a bad way? Because when I found out the fucking plants were killing people in The Happening, that's a what the F moment. But another one was, I know a lot of people liked the after credit scene in Split, and I was like, cool, that was cool. I still stand by this. I liked the twist in The Village. I liked it. I really did. I did not see that coming. I would say the biggest what the F moment and the best and I think the most like well done, captivating one that put everyone on the edge of their seat was the ending to The Sixth Sense, the twist there. I think that overall was like the one who that's what made M. Night Shyamalan with that, and I still think that twist holds up today. So the next one comes from Johnny Mendoza as well. Did you see any animated films this year? Yes. Yeah, Soul came out, right? Did Luca come out this year? And what was the newest Pixar movie or the newest Disney movie no one watched that I didn't watch either? That just came out recently. There's been a handful of animated movies I've watched this year. I'm trying to think of one I loved, but I've seen some animated movies this year, yeah. Mason Arnold says, your Superman pitch made me realize that Mongol could be the villain of that movie. He is the ruler of War World, which is basically the same planet from Thor Ragnarok. Ooh, see? Interesting. See? That right there. There you go. You have Superman going in a gladiator arena and fighting people. That would be a cool sequence alone. And he's fighting for another civilization. He's an alien hero on another planet trying to save more people. I think that would be cool. Plus, I just think the setting, like, I think Earth being a backdrop to like all these comic book movies is getting pretty old. And if you have like a character that can go into the cosmos and exist on another planet somewhere, then take that opportunity and do it. Like, don't put Batman on another planet. That just doesn't make much sense, though I would like to see it. Just like, yeah, Superman. That would work well. Maddie D for 3 says, hey, John. And by the way, Mason Arnold, thank you for the very generous super chat, man. Thank you for that. Maddie D for 3 says, hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Huge fan of you. Well, thanks, man. What's your favorite movie starring Adam Sandler? He called the shit poop. I would say if you want to go pure Adam Sandler, I would say like Happy Gilmore. I think it's definitely a better movie than Billy Madison. I'd probably Happy Gilmore. I'd just go with that. I think when I think of Adam Sandler at like his peak of comedy, I definitely go with that. He's made so many other movies since then, and a lot of bad movies, and a lot of movies you just don't want to ever watch again. But that's what I would go with. I think his best overall movie for like acting ability is either maybe like I would say Uncut Gems is probably the best acting performance he's ever given. But that's just like a stressful movie to watch. It just makes you like stressed out and on the edge of your seat. You're like, okay, I can't watch this anymore. I'm sweating. The next one comes from Night King 01. John, watch the movie Hero. Probably Jet Li's best film and probably the most beautiful looking film in cinema. Jet Li is phenomenal in it. What's with the Jet Li talk tonight, man? I love it. I don't know if I've seen. Is Hero? That's the foreign film. Yeah, okay. Right? I think I've seen it. Doesn't he fight like a huge buff dude at some point in that movie? Or am I making that up? Movie Man says... Or am I thinking of IP Man? Either one. Okay. Movie Man says, what are the top 3 movies I should add to my collection? Are we talking about like 4K movies? That's too broad of a question, man. I can't just answer that for you. You're talking about like top 3 4K optical discs you should buy, physical media. That's up to you. I mean, whatever you love, whatever tickles your fancy, that's what you should buy. I would probably say like that's too broad of a question. I wish I could give you a good answer. It's just too broad. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. Definitely buy the Dark Knight. Buy the Dark Knight trilogy on 4K. Put that in your collection if you don't own it. But I have a feeling you probably do. All right, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. And by the way, like I said earlier in the live show, if you guys want to join my my event where I hosted it, talking all about the new Michael Bay movie Ambulance, the link is down below and it's also pinned to the comment section here. It's a really cool event where you guys can win some Amazon gift cards. And all you guys have to do is join the event, watch some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage that no one else gets to see except for you guys. And also, you guys get to give your feedback, share your thoughts on the movie, because the marketing company wants to know those thoughts and feelings. That way they can implement them going forward with the movie. So yeah, this is your chance to give your feedback on a big upcoming Hollywood movie. So please do that. And I also want you guys to win the Amazon gift cards just by watching like behind the scenes footage of a movie. It's like, why wouldn't you? So like I said, the link is down below. It goes to a platform called Popcorn. It's a company I'm working with right now, and I do host the event. It's a good time. So I will be right back just in a few seconds after this quick break. So don't go anywhere. And if you guys have any questions, get them in right now. Go grab another refill of some popcorn and something cold to drink, and I'll be back in just 2 minutes. And as a wise man once said, I'll be back. Okay, and we're back. Let's get back into the questions. And once again, guys, I'm going to mention it one more time because this event, I know people are joining it right now, and there's only like 1,000 spots that you guys can join for the event. So once again, do the event right now as you watch me. Just open it up in another browser, watch the live stream, and go to the Michael Bay event where I host it. And by the way, because there's only like 1,000 spots, so get in there now. Do it now. So yeah, once again, guys. All right, let's dive into the questions here. We've got a few good ones. Johnny Mendoza says, Shia LaBeouf's best movie performance. I don't know about his best performance. Like, I remember being on a plane watching him in a movie called Peanut Butter Falcon, which was okay. It got a little, like, it got worse as it progressed. But I think, for me, rather than answer his best performance, I'll say the most underrated movie that Shia LaBeouf has been in is, I would honestly say, like, Disturbia. I always really enjoyed that movie. I love movies where it's sort of like the characters confined to one location. I've always enjoyed movies like that, like movies like Castaway or something like that. But in the movie Disturbia, he's on house arrest, and I just love when he's like he can't leave his house and he's building like a tower made out of Twinkies and just playing video games all day. I like things like that. So I would say Disturbia is like an underrated Shia LaBeouf movie that more people should watch. It's not like the greatest movie ever, but it's just like an easy movie to watch on a rainy day. Back before he lost his mind. Night King 01 says, you're thinking of Fearless when he fights Bulgarius Rictus Erectus in the ring. Hero is 10 times better. What was that? Oh, Fearless. Yes. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes. Bulgarius. He has this effect on many heroes. Yeah. Well, I'll have to check out Hero. I feel like I've seen parts of it, though. MVS says, hey, John, I highly recommend Cop Shop. Once again, I have Cop Shop in the other room, right? I'll go grab it. If you miss those 80s, 90s action movies vibes, it's definitely your cup of tea. I just bought the Blu-ray. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about Cop Shop. The thing is, like, I'm hoping it has, like, that 90s action vibe, but at the same time, I hope it's like memorable. Like it's not just like it doesn't come across like a Netflix movie. Let me go grab it. I'll be back in like 5 to 10 seconds. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I have Cop Shop on Blu-ray. It was sent to me the other day. I was gonna include this in the Blu-ray update video, and then also the coolest thing, man, this right here. Look at that. That is just sexy. Look at that. Look at that artwork. Danielson, sweep the leg. Yeah, that turns me on. That's what does it for me right there, guys. So you got all three Karate Kid movies on 4K for the first time. The third Karate Kid movie felt like I had a budget of $7 and a pack of bubble gum, but nevertheless, I still enjoy the first one, and the second one's okay. But first one, man, that movie's still like just little details I just feel like modern day movies can't do. All right, the next one comes from Claudio Rogajan. Just watched the ending to the one with Jet Li. I forgot how funny it was. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it's a hilarious ending. I'm no one's bitch. All right. I have to see that movie. I hear it's so bad. Yeah, it's a terrible. It's not very good. They just play like early 2000s like popular rock songs. That's all I remember about it. Claudia Rowajan says, did you see the Jack Reacher TV show trailer? No, I didn't. I have not seen it. I don't know anything about it. I never watched Jack Reacher, the TV show, and I probably never will. Those are my thoughts on Jack Reacher. I don't know. The character Jack Reacher has never been that intriguing to me, let alone watching a TV series. Other than you, Claudio, I don't know anyone who watches the show. I don't know. It could be good. I'm not that into it. So, all right. And by the way, if you guys are YouTube members, please chime in the chat over here. Let's get over to the normal chat and start reading as many questions as we can. Yes, Disturbia is real good. Yeah, I love me some Disturbia. If it was just a movie about a kid on house arrest, like you didn't need the neighbor to be like a serial killer. I didn't need any of that. I just wanted to watch a kid on house arrest, like just living his life. I like movies about nothing sometimes. I like it. It's relaxing to me. It's essentially like watching a vlog on YouTube, you know? Sonic 2 actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll watch the trailer after this live stream. Jack Reacher feels like every single action hero, except like he feels like the version of every action hero minus like having a personality. He just feels like the generic guy that you put in to anything. Have you ever rewatched Tenet? I have tried multiple times to rewatch Tenet. I usually make it like 15 minutes into the movie and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's like nauseating to watch. I'm just like, it makes me tired. Physically makes me tired watching that movie. So I have never fully rewatched all of Tenet. No, I have not. Night King 01 says, "Do you have to make popcorn account for that the for the event?" Okay, so no. If you guys, like I said in the beginning of the show and throughout, if you want to join the popcorn event where I host it and I talk about the new Michael Bay movie Ambulance and show you guys exclusive behind the scenes footage not shown anywhere, the only thing you have to do when you go to the link is you basically click join with Google or Facebook. And as soon as you click that and it connects, you're good to go. You should be pretty much good to go. I did it. It's completely good. So it should be that easy. And once you guys do that, once you guys click and join it, it's super easy. It takes like 2 seconds. Then you guys are entered into the event, and it basically, like, you guys can watch the trailer footage, look at the new movie posters, and then it gives you guys like the opportunity to win some quizzes where you can win Amazon gift cards. And then also it takes your feedback. That way the marketing company behind this can say, oh, okay, they liked this, they didn't like this, maybe we should do this in the future with the marketing and the trailers or the movie poster. So there's a lot of cool features on there. And once again, win some Amazon gift cards, please. So yeah, it should be pretty easy to set up an account on there. Claudia Rogajon says Jack Reacher show hasn't come out, just the trailer. No, what the? No. Wasn't there a Jack Reacher show with John Krasinski on Amazon? Wasn't that the Jack Reacher show that's been out for like 4 years? Or am I making this up? Or is there another Jack Reacher show? Yeah, I don't know. Chris says, what are your plans for Christmas? I'd love to see more traveling posts like the one you did in Florida. Plans for Christmas? Probably nothing big. Staying around town. I was working on a new Flick Trip video that I need to kind of put together. But no big traveling plans anytime soon. It's scary to travel now. Like, I'm just like, first of all, I don't know where to go. Where do people go? You get on a plane, where do you go? I don't know. Like, what do you do when you get there? I don't know. Oh, Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher. Who gives a shit? It's the same thing. Who cares? It's two generic guys good at everything who save the day. Yes, the new Jack Reacher show. Okay, you're right. I was thinking of Jack Ryan, but Jack Reacher is essentially like the same fucking thing. What's the difference? Except the last Jack Reacher we saw was Tom Cruise. Yeah, okay. Who's playing Jack Reacher? Who's playing the new Jack Reacher? Because in the book, Jack Reacher is described as like a guy who's 6'5" and blonde. He's almost described like Chris Hemsworth. And then they cast Tom Cruise, which didn't make a lot of sense. First time seeing you on YouTube, seeing me live on YouTube. Really? How? I do these every week. But thank you nevertheless for joining me. Best Jack Ryan is Harrison Ford. Probably overall. That was the best Jack Ryan movie. Did you watch Hawkeye, John? I watched the first 25 minutes of Hawkeye. And then I came to the conclusion I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about Haley Steinfeld being this little vigilante, like Robin-esque sidekick hero. I just don't think I care. I will continue watching it, maybe. Like, I did like how, as a child, she, like, saw Hawkeye jump off a building and she was inspired by it. I don't know about you, but if I was a kid, I probably would have been more inspired by, like, Captain America or the Hulk rather than, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner jumping off a building and shooting one arrow. But nevertheless, I will continue it at some point. John Krasinski is playing Jack Ryan, yes, but who's playing Jack Reacher in the show? Alan Richardson? Okay. Would you rather go on a cross-country road trip with Gary Busey or Nick Cage? Nick Cage. John, are we going to pull over and get some bangs from the gas station? Yeah, Nicolas Cage all day. All right, we got one here from Claudio Rugjon. Jack Reacher is a big buff dude. The new actor is 6'3" and blonde and looks like you a couple of years ago, and he was more and has more humor to him in the trailer. Okay, that's good to know. Well, at least they got the physical presence right of the actor and the character, because Tom Cruise was not what that character was supposed to look like based on the books. All right, guys, I'm going to take just a few more questions. So if you guys have any more questions, please get them in now. And like I said earlier, this will be the last time I mention it in this live show. There's only 1,000 spots. So if you guys want to see some new behind-the-scenes footage of a new upcoming Michael Bay movie, Ambulance, there's exclusive footage that you guys can watch and give your feedback on, because the studio wants to know what you guys think about it. And I also host the event, which is exclusive to you guys. Just click the link in the description. It goes to another platform called Popcorn, and also along the way, just by joining that event and giving your feedback, you guys can win some Amazon gift cards, and I will announce the winners of those maybe next week or soon after that. But like I said, please get into that event, because there's only so many spots. So yeah, it's a good time, and I get to host it. So, and hopefully we get to do more of that in the future. Obed Arzaga says, I missed his question. Obed, I leave no man behind. Let's find it. When did you ask a question? 14 years ago? I don't see it. All right, I'm looking for it, man. Hang on. Obed, how long ago did you ask this question? I don't see it. I'm looking so hard, too. I can't see it. I'll keep looking. Obed, can you just type your question in the normal chat, and I'll try to get to it as quickly as I humanly possibly can. The next one comes from Daryl Harmsey. Hi, John. Is Terminator 3 really that bad? The chase scene was awesome. The bathroom fight scene between Arnie and the TX was great. The ending was solid. It's not on the level of T2, but is it that bad? Well, here's the thing about T3 is tonally it went the route of like modern day shitty, overly CG'd, like bad storytelling. Like that was like the first introduction into that, right? With that series or that franchise. And the problem was the main villainous chick is almost like comedic. There's too much. There's nothing wrong with having comedy and levity in your action movies, but like the scene where Arnold says "talk to the hand," it's just like we're going too far here. And just the way the movie looks, the craftsmanship, the look of it, the scope, it just feels so neutered. Originally, they actually wanted Edward Furlong to come back and play John Connor once again, but I guess he was having some issues, and I think he went to rehab during that. And also, speaking of T3, there's some good ideas. Like, there's some good concepts, and I do enjoy the ending, the way it ends. How they're basically in that bunker underground, and the concept was we were never supposed to prevent Judgment Day, only survive it. I liked that. I really did. I was like, if the majority of this movie took place in the bunker underneath the ground, that would have been, I would have rather watched that movie. But it just feels really underwhelming, especially the way it looks. But when it came to the budget of that movie, there wasn't enough money to actually do that chase sequence with the big crane. So Arnold actually paid out of his own pocket to get that scene done, which was really cool. But yeah, I just does not compare to the other two. But I will say this: Terminator 3 is like the Shawshank Redemption compared to like Terminator Dark Fate. And I like Terminator Salvation, oddly enough. I think it's sort of like a guilty pleasure. Let's see. Obed Zaga. Did you leave your question over here? I don't see it. Okay. The next one comes from Daryl Harmsey, who's been a member for 10 months. Yay! What's your favorite killing scene in a movie? Well, that got dark and sick and sadistic real quick. I really like the scene in Broken Arrow where Christian Slater, well, basically what happens is, what happens in Broken Arrow is John Travolta is on a train with a nuclear missile, and the train crashes, and the nuclear missile shoots into John Travolta's body, and right before it hits his body, it shows a close-up of his face, and he goes, "Oh," and then then his body turns into a dummy, and it shoots him out of the back of the train car. That's my favorite death scene ever. I don't know. That's just one scene I really enjoy. David Coe says, have you ever run into any fans while out and about? Yeah, many times. Actually, I've had fans in videos where I'm making the video and then I'm like, oh, I'm here with Jerry. One of them is we went to WizardCon, Stuckman and I, and we ran into a handful of fans there. That was really cool. But I specifically remember the one fan right when we got up the escalator is named Jerry. I'll never forget Jerry. But yeah, many times. And usually it's always at movie theaters or Best Buys or even my used movie store here called Mega Replay. I ran into 5 viewers or fans there. So it's always cool, yeah. Claudia Rogajon says, Reacher's biceps in the trailer are ridiculous. You can never have ridiculous enough biceps, ever. And when they get too crazy, you put a little baby oil on them, it makes it even better. Johnny Mendoza says, do you think Christopher Nolan makes his movies too long? No, sometimes I think the runtime makes sense for the story involved, but sometimes it's just he can't get enough of what we've seen, so he just keeps giving you more and more. There's nothing wrong with a movie having a long runtime. Absolutely nothing. As long as you can fill that runtime with story. And movies like Tenet, I felt like the story died halfway through the movie, and I just felt like it was hard to get through. So yes, in that case, I think the runtime might have been a bit too long. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay, Obed Arzaga. I'm looking for your question here, and I don't know why I can't find it. Let me scroll for a minute here. Hang on a second. Okay, I don't see it. I didn't see the Sonic 2 trailer yet. Lego Face says I missed his question as well. And I'm looking for these questions, guys, and I'm not seeing them popping up. Can you tell me how long ago you asked it to help me narrow this down? Sometimes if it didn't go through, it means your super chat didn't work. So keep that in mind. But if you want to in the normal chat, just re-ask your question and I'll try to get to it immediately. I don't see it. And if I do find it after the live stream, somehow hiding in this list of questions, I will just mention it on the next live stream right away. So David Coe says, oh, we already answered that. Okay. Who the heck cares about Jack Reacher? Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I really don't. I watched the first 2 movies, and after the sequel, I was like, I don't need to ever watch this shit again. Why are we making a series out of it? I don't know. I mean, I get watching a series about some guy who's just this badass and he's good at everything. But that's called MacGyver, so just watch that. You look tired tonight, dude. Tired. The version of tired of me is the normal version of everyone else, I feel like. And I am tired, though. I'm not going to lie. But I look tired? I don't think I look tired. I feel like I look energetic and happy to be here. All right, the next one comes from Josh Coffey. Dude, watch Dope Sick on Hulu. It's so heartbreaking. Guys, at this point in life, I couldn't keep up with the amount of shit people want me to watch. It would take me 14 years to get through all the recommendations. So what I do, rather than do that, is I just rewatch the same 25 movies over and over again because I know they're going to be good. And I'm so tired tired of being disappointed in life. But yeah, I'll look it up. Got my No Way Home ticket for December 15th. Favorite place to sit? Well, Dark Side Man or Lego Face, and I will get to that real quick. Lego Face says, when do you think Marvel ends their movie universe? What will they do next? Oh, they'll never end their movie universe. That's like saying, you know what? Let's stop making money. They're not going to do that. Why would they? They'll just keep resetting it. They'll just keep resetting it over and over again. And with the multiverse, anything can happen. So if we don't like this direction, well, we'll just reset it. Now we're in another multiverse. And in 10 years, now we can recast Captain America, Iron Man. And it's a different universe, but now we have different versions of these same characters. So it's never going to end. Not for the foreseeable future. It just makes too much money. But as far as like, and good job in getting your Spider-Man tickets, man. I'm glad you got one. Favorite place to sit in the movie theater? So for me, when I go to the theater, I don't like anyone in front. I actually don't like anyone. So what I like to do is I usually sit in the first row on the second section, and I sit behind usually they always have that big bar that you can put your feet on or whatever. I sit behind that. That way I know no one's directly in front of me. I got a little breathing room, and that's typically where I like to sit in the movie theater. And I'm kind of weird. I like to sit like one seat to the right. I don't want to sit dead center. I want to be over just one seat to the right. That way when I put my hand like this, I can kind of look at the screen at a slight angle rather than it being right in front of me. Maybe that's a weird thing, but that's just how I am. John, where the hell are you? I'm here. I'm here right now talking to you. I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's where I'm at. This is my new office. Lego Face, you keep saying I miss your questions. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm answering all the questions. I don't know, man. Ask your question in the main chat. I'll get to it, I promise. All right. Let's answer a few more here. John, I'm right there with you. So sick of people telling me what to watch. Yeah, sometimes I just can't keep up. Like, sometimes I get recommendations, and it's just like, unless this movie is like a phenomenal movie that I'm going to remember in 20 years, I'm at the point in my brain where I don't have the capacity to retain more information. It's almost like it's like my hard drive on my computer, right? You got to be very selective with what files you put on there. Because it's at maximum capacity. I only have so much room. And if I'm going to put stuff on there, it has to be of quality. You know, if it's like entertaining and I'll forget it tomorrow, then what's the point? All right. The next one, let's see, comes from Night King 01. John, I saw the Jack Reacher trailer. This dude's neck and vascularity are ridiculous. He doesn't have a neck. Dude looks like he can't turn his head. That's the type of physique you want to have. When your traps get so big, they touch your ears. You sold me on it now. Now I give a shit about Jack Reacher. Claudio Rugjohn says, do you see yourself having kids in the future? Random question, I know. Probably maybe closer to 40. I'm 34 right now. I'm in no rush, I assure you. I'm in no rush. Daryl Harmsey says, do you watch Blacklist? My neighbor invited me over to watch a Siberian film, but he seems very dodgy, and we only spoke twice before. Should I do it? Only if you take a taser and you have your phone on 911. Then probably go over there. It could be a good time. It sounds terrifying. You're probably going to end up in his basement, but I would go for it, yeah. Front seat theater people are insane. Yeah, if you sit in the front seat or even the first like 5 rows of any movie theater, I don't trust you. I don't know who you are. And your neck is going to have scoliosis in it in the foreseeable future. You can't watch movies like that. You just can't do it. David Coe says, honestly, why was Halloween 5 even made? Why was anything after Halloween 2 even made? I don't know, but it exists, and now we have it. Halloween H2O, though, is a guilty pleasure. I will say that. The newest Halloween movie, I just couldn't believe they made. Like, there's things they do in that movie. I'm like, why did you go out of your way to bring this character back, to do nothing of interest with them, and then just randomly kill them? Like, why would you do that? Walker says, I have AIDS. That was the best line in Walker, Texas Ranger ever, yes. Okay, the next one. I'm just going to answer a few more questions, guys. Let's see. Did you watch the Game Awards? I need to get a PS5 ASAP. I'm not that into video games. I don't really watch the awards. I did download the new Warzone map, which it's okay. I do like the way it looks though. It's like more tropical and bright. It's not like Verdansk where it was like gloomy and rainy. But I played that for the first time last night. It was okay. MVS says, did you watch F9 or did you destroy the 4K like you said you would? I still have the 4K copy of F9. I have not watched it yet. But I'm not saying I won't ever destroy it either. Okay? Just keep that in mind. All right. And by the way, if I missed any super chats, I will double check after this live show and I will add them to the next show. Either they didn't show up or something didn't go through. And if you're talking about the actual main super chats, I see all of them, but if you're talking about if you left a normal chat over here, I could have missed it, but I'll double check. Daryl Harmsey says, you didn't answer my blacklist question. Guys, rather than tell me I missed something, just type your question again, and I can just answer it. And I promise you I will. But Daryl, I think I answered all of your questions. I'm looking here, man. But like I said, if I missed anything, I'll get to it on the next live show right away. Yeah, I'm scrolling. I can't. I need an assistant in here to help me with these things. I only have 2 eyeballs, and one of them slightly blurry because I think I had an aneurysm. Night King 01 says, I'm not even joking, but during the pandemic, I went to the theater like once a week, but now I have less of an urge because everything looks like crap. Yeah, a lot of movies that come out just aren't that great. That's the really unfortunate thing nowadays. It's just, you want them to be good. I wish they were good. Like the new Matrix movie. I hope it's good. I hope it's a great sequel to the first movie. But I almost have no faith in it. I don't know. All right. Oh, nice sweatshirt from MKF30. Thanks, man. Look at that. Check at that. You got the dark blue, the logo, it's popping. By the way, link to this down below. Check it out. And if you get one, tweet me a picture of this shit and I'll share it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live show here. But once again, before I go, I am hosting a really cool exclusive event that only you guys can join, and I'm only telling you guys about it. Where if you guys are interested in the upcoming Michael Bay movie Ambulance starring Jake Gyllenhaal, well, there's a really cool, sort of like almost I would say like a test screening event of exclusive behind-the-scenes footage that you guys can watch in the making of the movie, where you guys can give your feedback about what you see. That way the studio knows your thoughts, your opinions, because that's what people should give a shit about, the people who actually want to see the movie and what they think about it. And this is your chance to give those thoughts. So, and also, just by joining the event, which I'm hosting on Popcorn, you guys can win some Amazon gift cards. So like I said, the link to this is down below. It goes to Popcorn. You just click a button and sign up, and I host the event and win some Amazon gift cards, guys, and check out some exclusive footage. It's a good time. It was really cool. So I'll wrap it up there. I'll be your assistant, John. Just pay me with Sour Patch Kids. Dustin, deal. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I'll pay you with Sour Patch Kids. I can do that, Dustin. All right, guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out, your questions, and yeah, just thanks for hanging out, guys. It's always fun, and we'll do another live show in a couple days. And also, I have a few videos on the way, so look out for that. But as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye. And make sure you join that event before it fills up. Okay, it's free. It's a free thing. You just click it and watch it. Link down below. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.